In the world of basketball, y'all, no matter what level, whether it be high school, college, the NBA itself, whatever, a whole lot of hyping up goes on for teams, players before a season or a big game. And of course, with this comes a lot of disappointment. I don't really need to prove this claim, but it can be banned. And in regards to these two young players, Zaire Wade and Liangelo Ball, I'm sure a lot of us would agree that the current state of both their careers is pretty disappointing, and that's just me being honest, no hate. That's not to say that they are unable of entering the NBA. I mean, both of them can play the game of basketball, have had impressive games in the past, solid size and heights for their respective positions, and probably a great deal of NBA connections, with Zaire's dad being the one and only Dwayne Wade, and Liangelo's big brother being Liangelo Ball, who's doing well for himself on the Pelicans right now. But even still, Zaire and Liangelo find themselves in similar positions right now, with both of their chances of making the NBA, in my eyes at least, being a little bit more unlikely than it is likely. You know, as Zaire tries to rebound after his unfortunate year at Sierra Canyon, and Liangelo tries to make a name for himself in the G League, which just led me to this great idea of who was actually more likely to make the NBA between Zaire Wade and Liangelo Ball. But before I get too far into this, man, if you're new, subscribe. I'm dropping basketball commentary bangers twice a week, and I'm trying to do a little something with this channel. And real fast, just appreciate the integrity. I'm not gonna lie, this video was almost about who would make the league between Julian Newman and Liangelo Ball, just because that would probably do better views wise. But I ain't gonna do y'all like that, and I'm gonna do myself like that and pretend Julian Newman has a real shot just for some clout. Moving on though, in determining who has a better chance at making the NBA, I'm looking at a couple key things. This is play style, abilities on the court, their backgrounds, and the current state of their careers. Now, firstly, when it comes to Zaire Wade, he plays his position well as a 6'2" point guard. He's able to get off some crafty passes. He has a decent perimeter game, and watching his highlights throughout his high school career, it really looks like he gets more points off of jump shots than he does by driving to the paint. And he is present on the defensive end, and even though he's by no means an incredible defensive force. One thing I do gotta make sure to point out though also is his calm aggressiveness. Now don't murk me for this, but it's a bit similar to rookie Lonzo, as Zaire is pretty passive when it comes to prioritizing his own shot, and that's not even really a bad thing. But at the same time, in high school, higher ranked hoopers share a common denominator of being huge offensive threats. But regardless, with the solid abilities that Zaire has displayed so far, why is he just a 3-star recruit? Well, the answer to that is a mixture of things between a lack of production, lack of minutes, and injuries. Those three things really summarize Zaire's time with Sierra Canyon, as his stats with the team are nothing to boast about. And keep in mind, he was injured most of the season, but it'd be a worse story and a much different video if Sierra Canyon was all Zaire ever had, but that's not the case. Because lo and behold, at his previous school, American Heritage, he was a starter, and we got a much better look at Zaire's game as he had multiple 20+ point performances, something which never happened at Sierra Canyon. But bro, enough of his background, let's talk about the current state of his career now. Zaire has left Sierra Canyon, and although he was a senior with some college basketball D1 offers, he will be playing the 2021 season at Brewster Academy, a private school in New Hampshire with a notable basketball program past NBA players have attended as teenagers, as he joins the class of 2021 instead of moving on to college just yet. Now, I'm not gonna lie, in my eyes, the keys to this being a success and boosting Zaire's team value and NBA chances with more D1 offers is pretty blunt and simple, with just a starting role and healthiness. That's it. Because like I said, he can play the game of basketball. He's proven that at a high level at American Heritage. And stuff like his court vision, leadership, and scoring and more, those are all things that will weed themselves out through coaching and mentorship. I mean, Dwayne Wade does partially train him as his game matures at higher levels, but is all this enough to say he has better NBA chances than Liangelo Ball? Now, when it comes to Liangelo up front, some of you would probably say he has a better chance just like the fact that he got a contract from Oklahoma City Blue, a team in the G League, which is the closest thing to the NBA in the US, maybe even the world. But don't let this contract deceive you, because Liangelo is farther from playing for an NBA team than it seems. Anyway, for his playstyle, this Ball brother is a shooter, and most of his points come off perimeter shots. And just like with Zaire, this is not to say he can't or does not drive, okay? But I'd say he spots up just as much as he creates his own shot or drives. Also, he doesn't have much of a passing game or defensive abilities, but even still, Liangelo can hoop, and I'd be lying to myself to tell y'all Liangelo is not at least capable of a bench spot as a role player in the NBA with further development. Heck, maybe even right now, but so why isn't he? Now, honestly, I doubt I need to provide much background because as popular as the Ball family is, just by clicking on this video, you're probably aware of his very short presence at UCLA due to a stealing incident in China while on a team trip, very tough, leading to his attempt at an overseas season to boost his draft value, which to his now current situation in which Liangelo is on contract with the Oklahoma City Blue. Now I know somewhere in between there his dad attempted at creating his own league for Liangelo to thrive, but I saw how that turned out. We not even gonna speak on it. But now, like I said earlier in this video, with Liangelo being on the OKC's G League team, you would think that he's closer than ever to an NBA career, which he kinda is, except he's never actually played a game for them. Yes, that's not cap, you can check for yourself, and that's not just because the season ended prematurely due to COVID, but instead because he was not getting any minutes on a G League team. It's a pretty tough situation, to be honest, because the contract was a single season long, and although there isn't really much new word on what Liangelo intends to do next to make the NBA, but he'll probably try and join a new G League team. So yeah, those are the situations of these two very popular young players. But now for the actual answer to the question, who has a better shot of actually making the NBA? I'd say Zaire Wade. I mean, mostly because of a couple things. Number one being his opportunity to rebound at Brewster Academy and add on to his D1 offers. Two, the poor reputation of Liangelo and his now pretty quiet but previously boastful dad that ended who knows how many connections NBA scout-wise. And three, because Zaire's game appears to be a little more complete than Liangelo. And but please, before all the comments reel in talking about his poor season at Sierra Canyon, remember, I'm talking about what we saw at American Heritage. He was injured most of this season, where he was actually given minutes at American Heritage. But yeah, that's it for me, man. Comment below who you believe will have a better shot making the NBA between these two. Like up, share it, subscribe, all of it, bro. I appreciate the support we getting on this channel, and I'm out.